video, I'm going to walk you through creating a reusable GitHub action. So this is a GitHub action that I will have in my GitHub org that I can use in all my other repositories. And the purpose of this particular GitHub action is to create a release on Zenodo when a GitHub release is published. So like if I make it here, it'll automatically push that to Zenodo. And the reason for this is that I'm working in orgs where I'm not allowed to give admin access to webhooks, so I have to have a GitHub action instead. Okay, so I just want to note that the focus of this video is kind of walk you through how you create a reusable action. What I'm showing you is based on work by someone else, Vanessa Sochet. I adapted it for my purposes. So to create a reusable GitHub action, you're going to create a repository on GitHub, and then you're going to create this file here called action.yaml. That's really the only thing you need in here. So in this particular GitHub action, so this is the action.yaml file, and it looks a little bit different than a regular GitHub action file. You can see it doesn't have the runs on or triggered by parts of a typical GitHub action. So instead, it's got the name of this reusable action, describes it, and then whatever the inputs are when you call this action. In this case, there are three things. DOI. The one thing that's required is the token, and you put there required true. And then you can have some outputs. I don't really use those. And then down here, you have the part where it describes the work. And so you have runs, and then we're going to have the steps. And within the steps, you break down your what you need to have happen by these parts here. This part, then we have another one, and then another one here. So in this case, I'll just kind of walk you through so you can see an example here. So the first thing that happens is, don't need that either. Stop. Whatever. Okay. First thing that happens is I need to download the release. So this is being triggered when a GitHub release is made. So you can see it's taking the event action. This is just created by GitHub. I just needed to know how to access it, and I can get the URL. And then the next part here, this run part, what this is doing is it's running code. I tell it it's the bash shell. So these are bash commands. And this is saying, hey, this is the name of that zip ball. And then I want you to download that, or get the name, put that in there. And then this part is saying echo that into the GitHub environment so I can, as an environment variable, so I can use it later. Then this next part, it's just, I need for Zenodo, I need a particular file created. And here, this just creating that again. These are just running these bash commands. Okay, and then I guess I have a small mistake there. And then down here, this is a little more complicated. So for this one, I have this environment that is going to be used. I'm specifying what that environment is. And then again, here I am running these bash commands that do the work. And a kind of a different thing here is that I have this script. And so this is a little more complicated GitHub action, and it has a script, a Python script that does the lion's share of the work. And I modified this. This is not my work. This is somebody else's work. It's Vanessa's work. So, so you get a pretty, this bit of Python scripts there, so you can have that and you can just call that script and it runs these various commands. And this is what's doing the work for this GitHub action. So then once you've created that action.yaml file right there, that's really all you need. All this other stuff here is just some things that weren't needed to run, but if I'd been able to put all the code in here with these bash commands, that I could have just had that file. And then to run your GitHub action, you're going to have this command right here. So you see it's saying uses this, that's the org, that's the name of the repo, and that @ is the branch. So it's on the main branch, and it's just using that. So in this case, I'm having it use the just the main branch. I'm still kind of working with this. Once it's all stable, then I would have it go to a particular release. So I would say like, your V1, V2 that you often see in a GitHub action. Yeah. The one other thing that's kind of different about this is that I did need to get a token from Zenodo to have this work, and that is saved as a repository secret. And then I can call that using that command. Right. Hope that is helpful if you have to do something similar.